Company, another team sponsor. Remember, all of this today helps benefit the Wounded Warrior Project. The Wounded Warrior Project is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. Tens of thousands of wounded warriors receive support each year through the Wounded Warrior programs and designated services to nurture the mind and body and encourage economic empowerment and engagement. Whether through caregiver retreats, combat stress recovery programs, career and educational services, or adaptive exploring opportunities, the Warrior Wounded Project empowers warriors with the tools essential to not just survive their injuries, but to thrive and achieve personal and professional success. This organized event is committed to the Wounded Warrior Project and the wounded service members that the Warrior Wounded Project proudly serves. When you're looking at some of these players in warm-ups right now, you're seeing a lot of these guys trying to throw the hammer down and take shots from 5-6 feet beyond the arc. If you didn't watch any of the games earlier, I'll tell you, wow, as that player got some height there for the Marine squad. Be sure to watch out for him later. That's Brian Henderson, who was on your camera right there. But that's not something that you're going to go without seeing here tonight. You're definitely going to see a lot of deep threes taken, as long as this continues the trend of the first 3 games. And should some players get some space in the fast break, in that first game we saw a couple of great dunk opportunities. We're just 4 minutes away now from tip-off here. This will be our final event today in the Jane Ann Lee Seidman Gymnasium. We'll have the Marine All-Stars and the Air Force All-Stars, coached by Pat Moran and Matt Vespa. Madison against Kenston here. We have a couple assistant coaches we'd like to thank as well. Matt Blauman and Nick Gustin. He's for the Air Force All-Stars and the Marine All-Stars. Derek Desjarnais and Craig Young. It's tough to compete against Elite 8 basketball, but we'd like to thank everyone who's tuning in or showing up to Ursuline and supporting the high schoolers at this level. Northeast Ohio basketball has gotten so good in the last couple of years. I know it's tough to compete against some of the top squads in the area, but these guys certainly do a great job making it entertaining, and there will be plenty of scoring. In that first game, the underclassmen boys game, the final score, 131 to 118. Just to give you an idea of the format that you'll be seeing tonight, you'll see 2 20-minute halves, just like you would in a college game. A little bit shorter than an NBA game length, where you'll have 48 minutes played. But just think about how many points were scored there. It's 250 points amongst the 2 teams, and in the average NBA game, you'll see anywhere from maybe 180 to, I guess those West Coast ones score a little bit higher, 220, 230 points. You're going to see plenty of great shots made. You're going to see a lot of athleticism here, and maybe you'll see the future of local college basketball here in Northeast Ohio, whether it's players going to John Carroll, just like our last interview, Nicole Heffington, or maybe they're going a little bit further away from home. Once again, I'm John Kosis for OhioVarsity.com. Just moments away from our final tip-off today. We've been at Ursuline College since about noon. We started off with the underclassmen boys. Team Courage against Team Service. And that game was won 131 to 118. At halftime, we had the Skyline Chili 3-point contest. That was real exciting to watch. And in our second game, it was the underclassmen girls game. We got to see a couple of bright stars, including Destiny Leo and Samantha Perosco, shining brightly on the court. Once again, there was a 3-point challenge sponsored by Skyline at halftime. And that was won by Perry from Brush. Finally, we just finished with the upperclassmen girls All-Star game. It's quite an exciting game to watch. Ended at the buzzer pretty much. 53-51 was the final score there, as Ludwig missed a three to win it as she was running up the sideline. And the ball hit the rim. It was very close to going in. She threw up a prayer, and it was almost answered. Hopefully this game will be just as good as the last couple of games have been. We're going to cut away for a moment so you guys can hear the announcer, the PA announcer here, officially introduce all these young high schoolers who have been so successful. But while we're waiting, let's thank our sponsors one more time. ScoreStream.com is the presenting sponsor. StateChamps.com, the official ticket provider. Lake Health Sports Medicine, they're providing athletic trainers for tonight's games. Big Leaf Basketball, they're a team sponsor. And Ward's Lawn Care and Landscape Company, another team sponsor. Remember, everything today is going towards the Wounded Warrior Project. And let's cut away so you can hear the lineups.
We'd like to introduce to you the players competing in the 2017 Ohio Varsity Shootout presented by ScoreStream.com. The team names represent two branches of our United States military. First, for the Air Force All-Stars, 6-foot guard from Harvey, #1, Elijah Martin. He's a 6'1" guard from Mentor and an Ohio Varsity Player of the Year finalist. Please welcome #2, Jack Korsak. A 6'2" guard from Orange, #3, Jalen Warren. A 6'2" guard from Cuyahoga Heights, #5, Brett Lothar. A 6'3" forward from Madison, #10, Dell Duncan Busby. A 6'6" forward from Madison and an Ohio Varsity Player of the Year finalist, #11, Corbin Anthony. He's a 6'1" guard from Wycliffe. Please welcome #15, Jalen Lewis. A 6-foot guard from Madison. Please welcome #20, Zach Geyer. And finally, rounding out the Air Force All-Stars, a 6'5" center from Geneva, #32, Max Senzo. The Air Force All-Stars are coached by Madison's Pat Moran and assisted by Mike Plowman and Nick Gustin. And now, for the Marine All-Stars, he's a
We have just 40 minutes of play remaining here at the Jane and Lee Seidman Gymnasium. 20 minutes in half one, 20 minutes in half two. It'll be between the Air Force and the Marines, and it'll come up right after the national anthem.
To defend our freedoms, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Today's Ohio Varsity Senior Shootout and underclassmen.
Here we are, the 2017 Ohio Varsity Senior Shootout and Underclassmen Showcase at Ursuline College in Jane and Lee Seidman's Gymnasium. Just moments away from, once again, and for the final time today, tip-off. This time, it's between the Air Force All-Stars and the Marine All-Stars. We've seen quite a bit of competitive basketball. Our last game ended at the buzzer. That's where Team Army beat Team Navy. Navy heaved up a three as time expired, but it rocked right off the rim for Ludwig. Emil Hess is going to take the tip-off for the Marine All-Stars. He'll be wearing number 12. Number 30, Josh Kane is out there as well. Number 23, Ryan Johnson. Number 14, Amika Young. And number 2, Brian Henderson. Looks as though Josh Kane is lining up to take tip-off, and we have Corbin Anthony on the other side. Jack Korsak. He's from Mender at 6'1". The ball is up, won by Korsak, and here we go. At the baseline, pass to beyond the arc. Geyer for three, just off the rim. Saved, and then into the hands of the Marines and Mika Young. Young over to the wing. Pass to the corner to Kane was intercepted by Jack Korsak. A three is put up, it's short. Saved by Air Force, another three. Taken and drained. Corbin Anthony, count it, 6'6", the forward out of Madison. Mika Young has it. There's a long three attempt that goes in for Josh Kane. We're all tied up, 3-3, 19:05 remaining. That's Kane, gets it to Henderson from beyond the arc. That shot rims out. Rebound goes to Dell Duncan Busby. Duncan Busby tries to put it up, but jump ball is called. Emil Hess on the inbound, gives it to Kane. Kane spiritedly dribbles the ball to half court. Passes it to the corner. At the baseline, pass back out to the wing. Ryan Johnson now gives it to Henderson across the way. He dribbles in, back out. The three is heaved and drained by Mika Young. Pass back out to Duncan Busby. Busby hands it off. Beyond the arc, another three-point attempt from Brian Henderson. Just misses. Rebound goes to Micah Young. Then gives it to Johnson, who turns it over. On the other end of the court, layup made by Corbin Anthony, another Madison player. Josh Kane brings the ball up, passes it to the wing to Young. Young to Emil Hess at the baseline from about 8 feet away. Just rims out. Corbin Anthony, touch pass. Now it's back out to Geyer from behind the arc. He pump fakes, puts it back into the corner. Penetrates into the lane. Martin puts it up, can't get it in. Hess gets the rebound. Kane now has it. Kane pushes the ball up the court. Screen set by Hess. Shot up and in. Josh Kane gets another three. He has 6 points already. That's Corbin Anthony gathering beyond the three-point line. He gives it to Geyer. Anthony sets the screen, pops out. He'll take a three. That's a healthy look, but it's just short. Rebound reeled in by Busby. The three from Corsac rims out. Hess with the rebound. Hess gets it to Henderson. Now it's down to Young. He's at the baseline, goes in for a layup. Now Martin has it, bringing up the court. Young on defense. Geyer with a pump fake, loses the defender, puts the layup up, and that will roll right on in. 3 minutes, 35 seconds into this game, and we've already seen about 20 points scored. Henderson directs traffic, goes to Hess. He puts a layup up, count it, and the foul. The score, 13-7. Hess has an opportunity to put his team up by 7.
Hess at the line, one shot.
Hess can't convert on the and one. His team remains up by 6. Ball's in the corner, three is up, and it rims out. Rebound stays in the Air Force's hands. From the wing, a handoff. Shots up, rims out, rebound Kane. Kane under the hoop, brings it back up. Gets it to Henderson. He puts it off the glass, can't go in. Hess touches it, but it's knocked out finally. Anthony. Ball will remain with the Marines. Hess on the inbound pass, gets it to Henderson outside the arc. Back to Kane. Kane about 5 feet behind the line. Hess will control things. Maybe one of the bigger guys, but he can definitely hit the three. We've seen that with his Berkshire career. The three from gets rebounded by Hess, and he puts it right back in. Young was the initial shot attempt. Now Zach Geyer's bringing it up. Geyer from beyond the arc drains it. The score is now 10-15. Kane from about 5 feet back. That one will be out of play, bouncing off the rim and into a restricted area. Lineup change time. For the Marines, you're going to see Jeremy Davis, Palmer Capretta, Trey Grimes, and Chad Kalb come on. They're all joining Anthony DeFranco. Lewis passes it to a corner, wing shot, just short. The Marines will let that roll out because they will retain possession. Max Sanzo's on for Air Force, along with Brett Lothar. Jason Lewis, currently on defense, Dale Duncan Busby. The three from Palmer Capretta does not land. And finally, Jalen Warren. That three again is launched and missed by Jason Lewis. Kalb gets it to DeFranco. DeFranco just trying to get a rhythm for the ball. Brings it up to half court. Launches a three, that's offline. And into the hands of Air Force. Lewis, underneath the hoop, passes it back out. And Busby shoots a three and puts it in. Duncan Busby with that three puts his team within one possession. DeFranco, touch pass, long three launched, and the prayer has been answered by Trey Grimes. 5'10" out of Sugar and Falls. Dribbling into the lane, passing back out to the baseline, out beyond the arc for three. Missed by Lothar, rebounded, and made by Max Sanzo. We talked about how the Air Force has a bit more size than the All-Stars. Played in there. Palmer Capretta with the floater, can't get that one to land. Pass over to Lewis, he's beyond the arc at the wing. Pass it underneath the hoop, pump fake, put it back up, and put it in. That's Brad Lothar. He's out of Cuyahoga Heights. Davis gets it to Palmer Capretta, back to Davis. That's over to Trey Grimes. Eventually finds its way to DeFranco. He puts a shot up, but it's blocked. Now going the other way is Air Force. Lothar has it, gets underneath. Palmer Capretta blocks it, so it will remain Air Force's ball. 17-18 is the score, 12:57 remaining in the first half. There are two 20-minute halves here in each of these games today. Warren for three, just short. It's going to go off of Lothar and become the Marines' ball. DeFranco inbounds to Grimes. Grimes will take it up. Hands it to Capretta. Capretta tosses it right back. Now Davis takes a healthy three. That's just short. Capretta with the rebound, spins, fades away, and falls too long. Bounce pass to Warren underneath the hoop. Gets himself 2 points. Look at that. Air Force has themselves a 19-18 lead with 12:27 remaining. Capretta to Davis. Now Trey Grimes takes a shot. That one's too long. Pass goes right to the Marine defender DeFranco. DeFranco hands it off. Stop. Pass out to Cobb for three. Rims out. Rebound. This time going to Jalen Warren. Warren pulls up from beyond the arc. That one's short. Rebounded this time by DeFranco. Lewis ends up stealing it, passes it to the corner. Duncan Bays just short. DeFranco gets the rebound once again, and he'll slow things down as his team's just turned the ball over twice in transition. Trey Grimes from beyond the arc passes it. A floater for Davis is short. Lewis has himself some space. He takes off, and the cleanup crew is in. That was Del Duncan Busby. DeFranco passes it to the corner. That's Cobb. Cobb passes it back out. Grimes passes it into the corner with DeFranco. Back to Cobb. Palmer Capretta pumps, loses his defender into the first row of stands. Hands it off to Cobb, who lays it in. It's a lot easier to play when you're on the power play. This might not be hockey, but that player was sitting on the bench after he flew to block that shot. Three-pointer, rims out. Cobb gets the rebound. Cobb passes up to Davis. There's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Davis pulls up for three, misses it. Rebound ends up going to the Air Force All-Stars, Busby. A long three-point attempt is short. Cobb waits for it, puts a hand on it, and we'll see what they say. They say the ball sticks with Air Force off of Chad Cobb. Pass back out. That's Duncan Busby. Busby for three. Just misses. Rebound stays Air Force's way. Shots up and glances out before getting another rebound. This time it's Jalen Warren. He's beyond the arc now. He hands it off to Jason Lewis. Jason Lewis, wow. have yourself a day. Davis passes it to Palmer Capretta, pumps, drives in, puts it off the glass and gets fouled. He made 2 defenders miss him before he finally put it up, and that 3rd defender fouled him. He'll have 2 opportunities at the charity stripe now. Capretta is a guard at Kirtland. He's going to go to Ohio State for biology. He also participates in football and baseball. Made his first free throw. He had a 3.97 GPA at Kirtland. He's going to get another opportunity here. Puts it up, that rims out. Rebound goes to Lewis. Lewis looking for an option. He finds it in Zach Geyer. Geyer for 3. Drains it. Air Force up by 6 now, 27-21. Capretta trying to answer, and he gets it. Back to back. 27-24 is the score. 9:40 remaining here in the first half. Martin gives it to Lewis. Jason Lewis brings it up, gets the high screen from Anthony. Anthony for 3. He misses, and he'll let that carry out. Young will inbound. He'll give it to Kane. Kane touches it up, passes it across. Hess for 3. Got it. That's 2 consecutive threes for the Marines, and all of a sudden, we're tied back up. Martin dribbling in, stutter step at the baseline. It's beyond the arc, finds himself an area by the rim, but Hess gets a hand on it. It's back out to Geyer, he pumps, doesn't lose Johnson though. Back out to Geyer, Geyer dribbles in, layup is up, almost rolled over the rim and in. Instead, he'll have 2 opportunities at the charity stripe. Geyer makes the first of 2 shots. Geyer's in the National Honor Society, a 4.2 student, a Project Unity ambassador, and a top soccer buddy to go along with playing soccer and basketball at Madison. He completes the pair. Hess inbounds. Gives it up. That's Kane who has it. Kane's pass gets deflected, but Henderson recovers. Henderson from beyond the arc. Shoots a 3. Somehow gets it to go. And you saw Lewis, he just smiled because that's all you can do in that scenario. Got a 9-2 run going the way of the Marines. Lewis from way beyond the arc trying to answer that crazy 3. He's unable to, though. Hess has it. He's dribbling, shoots from the elbow, gets it to fall. Now the Marines are gathering some steam, 32-29 over the Air Force. Geyer in the lane, shoots a layup up, rebounded twice now before it's put in by Elijah Martin, the 6-foot-tall shooting guard from Harvey. Young for 3, rims out. It's rebounded by Corbin Anthony. Now it's stolen. It's going the other way. Young has some space, but Corsac gets his hand up there. Kane across the way to Johnson. From beyond the arc, just short. Geyer with the rebound. Geyer across the way. Driving in, up and through the uprights for Corsac. 7:15 remains here. The score, 33-32 in favor of Air Force. Kane has it now. Passes it to the corner. That's Johnson being defended by Geyer. He gets around, passes it to Young, swung to Hess for three. That one rims out. That's why you got to follow your shot. Anthony with the rebound. Anthony gives it to Geyer, who pulls up himself and drains it. Air Force coming right on back. They're on their own little 7-point run, 36-32. The three from Henderson almost gets stuck. Does not go in. Bounce pass to Geyer. Geyer pulls up again. And why not? Give the young fella 5 consecutive. Johnson will bring it up. Being defended by Geyer. He blows right past him, puts it off the glass and in. 38-34 is the score with 6:08 remaining. Lewis behind the back, in between the legs, around Johnson, back to Anthony, all the time in the world before Hess gets there, but he's unable to complete the shot. Young brings it up, stops, pulls up, drains it. 38-37 is the score now. Dribbling in against Young on defense is Martin. He turns and puts it off the glass and in. Nobody can be stopped offensively right now. The score 40-37 with 5:30 remaining. Kane has the ball. That was Corsac on defense. Young, give him another three. 40-40, 5:15 remaining. Lewis slowing things down as a new set of lineups comes over from the bench. The ball glances off the hands of Martin and out of play. There's 5:08 remaining here. Air Force and Marines are all tied up at 40. Looks as though we're going to see Geyer for the Air Force sit down. He's the leading scorer thus far with 15 points. Inbound gets blocked but pushed out of bounds. Geyer thought he still had it.
Marine Corps ball on the sideline.
It's going to be inbounded by Trey Grimes. He gets it all the way to Davis, but the whistle is blown. And we'll just start over. Once again, Grimes on the inbound, passes it back this time to DeFranco. DeFranco dribbles around his defender, sizes him up, tries to bounce it to Cobb, but he can't. It's stolen. Going up and getting blocked. That was number 5, Brett Lothar. Should be Marine ball. And that it is. DeFranco will bring it up once again. He's from beyond the arc, gets it to Cobb. Cobb to Capretta. He loses the handle. It's going to go the way of Air Force. Lothar will inbound. He'll give it to Geyer. Geyer will bring it up, and DeFranco will defend him. He passes it to Warren. Warren plows his way into the post, but cannot complete it. Cobb ends up getting it to DeFranco. A lot of contact between the two big men right now. Grimes bounces it. It eventually finds its way back out to Cobb. Swung to Capretta for 3. Got it. That's the difference right now. 43-40, the Marines lead with 4 minutes left. Shots up, off the glass, and in. Geyer answering with a little roller. DeFranco will bring it back up. Passes it to the corner. A 3 is launched and drained. Trey Grimes. Sanzo to Warren. Warren being defended by Cobb. Back out to Sanzo. He's got some time. He had a foot on the line but misses. Cobb gets the rebound. Now he hands it off to Davis. Davis looking for some space. Grimes back to Palmer Capretta. Swings it across the way. DeFranco for 3. He misses. Cobb gets the rebound right back out to DeFranco. DeFranco trying to look for the corner. Telegraphed himself, though. Davis, all 5 Marine players are beyond the arc right now. Capretta now, he's being trapped. Passes it to Davis. He's got all the time in the world for 3. Airballs it. Geyer on the rebound. Geyer towards the baseline. Shot is up off the glass and rimmed out. Geyer sticks with it, passes it to Warren for 3. Got it. 45-46. 2:51 remaining. Grimes has it from way downtown. Off the glass, couldn't bake it in. That's closed on Sunday. 2:40 remaining. Another 3, this time from Warren. Fails to fall. Sanzo to Geyer. Geyer tries to make it happen, can't get it to go. Foul will be called on the rebound. 2:31 remaining here in the first half.
Foul is on Jalen Warren. Marines ball out of bounds.
Anthony DeFranco once again will bring it back up. DeFranco hands it off to Palmer Capretta. Automatic. 45-49. Marines lead. Cobb on defense. The ball rolls out. He'll get the rebound. DeFranco will bring it up. DeFranco in the corner to Grimes. Grimes dribbles through defenders, puts it up, and rolls it in off the glass. Air Force ball, a floater. Can't get it to fall. Cobb rebound. DeFranco slows it down a little bit. It's defended by Duncan Busby. Gets it to Trey Grimes, pump fake. He gives it to Palmer Capretta. Unlimited distance. Man, does this kid ever miss? 54-45. Capretta on defense this time. Geyer can't get it to roll in. Warren has some time. Head fake, dribbles in, tries to put it up, and gets it to fall over the towering Cobb. DeFranco brings it back up. It's been facilitating thus far. Gets it to Cobb, glances right off his hands. Capretta's thinking about taking that shot. He does. Can't get it to fall, though. Why not try to take it, though? I don't think he's missed one in about this entire game. Sanzo to the corner for 3. Lothar gets it to go. Grimes across the way. DeFranco shook his head, but he'll accept it with 35 seconds left. 50-54 is the score here. The Marines are leading. It's been slowed down. Grimes in the corner. He's going to drive in, pass it to Cobb, back out. DeFranco for 3. Got it. 21 seconds left. 15 seconds remaining as we cross half court. Jalen Warren has the ball for Air Force. They like to cut into this lead a little bit right before halftime. Screen is set. Warren takes it. Cobb's on him. He pulls up, drains it with 1 second remaining. It's halftime. 53-57 is the score. If you don't think that's exciting, I want to know what you find exciting. 17 points from Geyer. And then we had 13 points on the other end, and that was coming from Palmer Capretta. Palmer Capretta was finding unlimited range for the majority of this. Let's take one moment to thank some of our sponsors for the 2017 Ohio Varsity Senior Shootout and Underclassmen Showcase. ScoreStream.com, the presenting sponsor. StateChamps.com, the official ticket provider. Lake Health Sports Medicine, they provide some athletic trainers for the event. Big Leaf Basketball, and Ward's Lawn Care and Landscape Company. Once again, we are a proud supporter of the Wounded Warrior Project. And with that being said, let's move to the awards ceremony at center court. Can't think of a player more deserving of that reward than Josh Kane, the senior from Kenston, averaging 18.3 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists. This game, you missed quite a bit earlier on in the day. You had 2 underclassmen games, 1 boys and 1 girls. And then you had the girls upperclassmen event, all of which were real close games. The girls upperclassmen event was decided on a buzzer beater. And guess what the deficit at halftime was for that game? 4 points. Here we are heading to the second half with the Marines leading 57-53 over Air Force. Another 4-point deficit. We'll see what can happen here in the second half, and if we'll see another buzzer beater attempt when we leave Ursuline today. We're here at the Jane and Lee Seidman Gymnasium. Air Force is going to start the second half with the ball. Warren will be the guy who will inbound it. Warren gets it to Anthony. Anthony passes it back out. That's a long 3. And endless distance is dialed in from Jason Lewis out of Wycliffe. Just 1 point separates these two teams right now. That's Palmer Capretta being defended by Lewis. Passes it to Trey Grimes. Now it's in the corner. Davis back to Grimes. He pump fakes, loses Lewis, shoots up a 3, just misses. Anthony has it now. He'll take a second before getting it to Corsac. Corsac has it beyond the arc. Passes it in, driving in, out to Anthony. He'll take a step back for three. Got it. All of a sudden, Air Force has the lead, 59-57. Capretta drives in, out to Cobb for three. Can't get it. Capretta gets his hand on it. Almost was able to get the rebound over Warren. Warren's bringing it down the court. He drives in, drops it to Anthony, who loses at the baseline. Marines ball. 18:58 remains in this game, the final game out of 4 at Ursuline College tonight. DeFranco has it. He finds Capretta at the wing beyond the arc. Capretta back to the point position, bounce from Grimes to DeFranco. It's stolen by Warren. He hands it off to Martin. Martin's beyond the arc, gets it to Anthony, the same spot he took his last shot from. This time he misses though. Grimes has it. He'll bring it up, bounce it to Capretta. He has all the time in the world, and he misses a three. Never thought I'd hear that after he made 3 or 4 in a row in the first half. Martin to Anthony, off the glass and in. Air Force 61. The Marines coming out to a sluggish start in the second half. They have 57. DeFranco over to Grimes. Cobb sets the high screen. Now it goes back to Cobb. Into the corner, Davis for three. That rims out and almost into the hands of DeFranco as no Air Force guy wanted to get the rebound. A three is put up. They're going to call a foul, so that's going to be 3 shots now for Jack Corsac out of Mentor.
Fouls on Jeremy Davis.
Corsac is a guard. He wants to major in business. He does quite a bit of community service, and you saw him pull up that three. Maybe that's because he believes you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's his favorite quote. Quoting Wayne Gretzky. We've heard that a couple times today, I think. Corsac lines up, throws it in. There's 18 minutes remaining. The score, 62. Now 63 after that make to 57. DeFranco, long pass to Capretta. He touches it, puts it back to Davis, back to Capretta at the baseline, spins. Reverse layup off the glass and in. Incredible. 59-63, and now the Marines are back on the board for the first time in this second half. 3 from Warren, rims out into the hands of Cobb. Back out to Trey Grimes. He throws it long to Capretta. He has a lot of time. Shoots the three. Dagger. 52-63. Look who's right back in the game after 5 consecutive from Palmer Capretta. That would be the Marine team. Driving a reverse layup off the glass and in for Jack Corsac. Trey Grimes dribbles in and gets turned away by Martin. Foul is called, which will give Grimes 2 opportunities at the charity stripe.
Fouls on Corbin Anthony. Trey Grimes of the Marines. On the line.
Grimes goes to Sugar Falls. He wants to play basketball at the next level at the collegiate realm. He makes the first shot, and he too believes in what Wayne Gretzky says, that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. He took that one. He didn't miss it. 65-64. Grimes on defense. Anthony gets the putback off the glass as he was fading away. Maybe we should start calling him Carmelo Anthony. Cobb passes it towards DeFranco from way back, off the front of the rim, and into the hands of Warren. Warren past Capretta, under the hoop, off the glass, and in the basket. 16:35 remain. The score, 69-64. Capretta sizing up the defense, passing it to Cobb. All 5 Marines are out past the line. Anthony has some time, throws the hammer down. DeFranco back to for 3, misses. Warren behind the back tries to get past DeFranco. He does, and he'll pull up for 3. Got it. Air Force now has 74. It's a quick 10-point run. Davis loses the ball, and the Air Force will have possession once again. Lewis has it at the wing beyond the arc. Grimes on defense. Screen set by Anthony. Lewis throws it up but can't get it to roll down. Rebound offensively to Korsak. He has it beyond the arc once again. Now Warren has it from 5 feet back. Rims out. Grimes with the rebound. Bounced it to DeFranco. DeFranco to the corner. Capretta, pump fake. Warren went for it. Spins. Passes it back out to Cobb. Grimes back to Cobb. He has time for 3. Bounces out. Korsak has it now. Korsak past the jumping DeFranco. Off the glass. Can't get it to go in. Palmer Capretta has it. DeFranco has some space. Him against Warren. He goes up. Off the glass just long. Grimes gets the rebound, but can't put it back up. Warren has it. Warren stutter steps. Passes it across to Lewis. Lewis tries to save it right into the hands of Cobb. DeFranco has it. He gives it to Grimes. Grimes puts it up and gets it to roll in. Time will be called as we're going to have a lineup change here for the Marines and the Air Force All-Stars. 14:57 remains here in the second half of play. Geyer gets back on the court. He was explosive in the first half. Sanzo has it. Sanzo back to Korsak. Korsak from deep. Bounces right off into the hands of Hess. Hess hands it off to Henderson. Henderson to the wing. Johnson gets into the corner, back out to Henderson for 3. Rims out. Lothar ends up getting the rebound. Lothar to Duncan Busby for 3. Gets it. Now the Marines have it. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson dribbling to the baseline, back out to Henderson. He'll drive into the lane. Just long. 3 Air Force members finally end up deciding which one should get it. Geyer dribbles it up. 3 for Duncan Busby. Blocked by Johnson. Busby sticks with it, though. Puts it up. Gets his own rebound. Passes it back out. Geyer from beyond the arc. Rims out. Hess gets the rebound. Eventually gets it out to Josh Kane. Kane from about 3 feet back. Just short. Lothar on the rebound. He's going to try and push it up the court. He has himself some space. Lays it in off the glass. Young gets it into Kane. Kane back out to Young. Kane tries to set the high screen. Young takes it, passes it out to Johnson. He takes a healthy 3. Just too long. Lothar tries to get past Johnson, who shows off a bit of his athletic ability. Kane has it, gets it over to Hess in the corner. He'll shoot up a 3. Rebounded by Geyer. Geyer didn't have his head up, didn't see Lothar, who was wide open. Instead, he'll pass it. That's another 3 that's missed. Ball's falling a little bit flat right now. Johnson has it, and he's going to lay it in. He tried to get up there for a dunk, but couldn't get quite the height he wanted. Korsak has it. He has some time. He'll try and answer. Got it. Josh Kane. He's from beyond the arc. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson off the glass. A little touch and go. 12:28 remaining. Geyer sizes up his defender. Passes it into the corner. 3 for Korsak. Why not? He gets it to roll in. The score 84-70 now in favor of Air Force with 12 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Johnson has it under the hoop. Passes it back out to Hess from downtown. Geyer dribbling up. He's going to try and find space under the hoop. It's saved, but not before Korsak stepped out of bounds. Kane has it. He'll bring it beyond half court. Slows things down. Johnson was getting ready to set a screen. Busby said, not today. And Kane drops it in. Korsak has it beyond the arc. spins, drives it on in, and puts it home. 86-73 is the score. Kane now has it. He's sizing up Duncan Busby again. Gets trapped, gets it back out to Henderson. A double screen's being set. Henderson turns the corner and comes back home. 86-75. Geyer with it now. From downtown, Lothar couldn't get the shooter's bounce. Offensive rebound, Duncan Busby can bring her down though. 88-75, 10:50 remaining. Young has it, gets it to Henderson. Henderson drops it. Kane puts it up but gets fouled. Now Kane will have 3 opportunities at the charity stripe. Josh Kane's the same guy that just won the Player of the Year award for OhioVarsity.com. 18.3 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 1.8 steals per game this last year, whilst draining 59 threes. Here's the kicker. He only played 22 games, while setting a school record for three-pointers in a single season. Remember that he has made 119 over the last 2 years. 88-77 is the score right now. There's 10:35 remaining in this one. Turning the corner and getting stuffed by Hess was Duncan Busby.
Get your 50-50 tickets out. We have a winning ticket. 4-3, 2-3.
Geyer calls out the inbound play.
4-3, 2-3.
Throws it off the back of Hess, tried to get it back. He didn't, but his teammate did. And they're going to say, again off the hands of Hess, that the ball will remain in Air Force's hands. Another play is getting called out. It's going to Corsac. He's behind the arc, pumps, puts it back up, just short. Sanzo tries to get the rebound. Hess is not going to touch it this time. He doesn't want it to go out on him. And instead, we'll have a lineup change. Take a moment to thank some of our sponsors for this event. ScoreStream.com, StateChamps.com, Lake Health Sports Medicine, Big Leaf Basketball, and Ward's Lawn Care and Landscaping Company. DeFranco will bring it back up with just 10:15 remaining in this showcase. Capretta has it. He stops, passes it back beyond the arc. They end up getting it back in. Turning is Trey Grimes. He's turned away. Now Lewis has it for 3. Misses. Cobb finds Capretta. Capretta dribbling on Anthony. Gets into the lane, off the glass, and in. 88-79 with 9:45 remaining. Warren has it. Warren dissects the defense. Martin gets the deflection off Capretta's hands. Accepts the screen. Sizes up Cobb before giving it to Anthony on the mismatch for Capretta. He gets fouled. Can't get it to lay in. But we'll have 2 chances at the charity stripe. Corbin Anthony was another honorable mention for the Ohio Varsity Player of the Year award. He had 18.6 points per game, 10.1 rebounds, and 2 assists to go along with 1.5 steals per game. He missed that first free throw, but in his senior year, he played several games with an injury and was able to score his 1,000th point of the career for the Madison Blue Streaks and lead them to a 19-3 record. He missed both free throws. The rebound goes to Cobb. DeFranco brings it up, gets it to Trey Grimes from beyond the arc, just drops it. Anthony has it again, bringing the ball up. He's near the wing position and shoots from beyond the arc. That's short. Rebounded by Cobb. Cobb to Grimes. Grimes slows things down, passes it back to Davis. Now it's out. DeFranco for 3. Got it. Warren has it. He shoots from downtown, and he's cruising through the alley. 8:50 remaining. DeFranco bringing it back up. Corsac on defense. Or Martin on defense, rather. Capretta gets fouled as he's laying one in. Can't get it to fall, but he will have 2 opportunities at the free throw line. Capretta makes the first of 2. He has a younger brother who played in the first game today. That's Dominic. He's going to go to Ohio State and study biology. He also played football and will be playing baseball for Kirtland this spring. Dribbling in, Warren can't handle it. Cobb has it. DeFranco has all the time in the world, slows it down, gathers with 2 feet, but cannot get the ball to fall in. Shots up from 15 feet, can't go in. Cobb to Capretta. Capretta gathers, shoots up and hard off the glass. Davis pushes the ball out. And they're going to say that it sticks with the Marines. All the way across, it's swung to Davis. Grimes now has it near the point position. Over towards the wing, 3 for DeFranco, just short. Warren has it now, bringing it up. Screen set by Anthony, takes it, it's back out. Driving in and laying it gently from the iron is Warren. Foul is going to be called on Martin. DeFranco was dribbling it up. Cobb will inbound to DeFranco. DeFranco to Grimes. Grimes off the dribble to Capretta. Capretta drives on in, tries to go off the glass, can't do it. Lothar now has it. He's bringing it up, gets it to Martin. Martin stutters from beyond the arc, passes it across the way. That's Warren for 3. Too far. DeFranco gets the rebound. It's a 4-on-2 opportunity. He passes it out to Grimes. Grimes steps back for 3. Got it. Three for Lothar, airmailed. Now DeFranco has it. Another 3-on-2 opportunity. Grimes once again just short. Warren now bringing it up. He'll step up. That's a 2. He had a foot on the line. Rebounded by Grimes. Grimes gets fouled. Forcing the issue a little bit there was Brett Lothar, the 6'2" guard and forward for Cuyahoga Heights.
Foul is on Brett Lothar. Green All-Star ball on the baseline.
DeFranco letting the clock run a little bit. 6:46 remaining. Capretta to Grimes. All beyond the arc. Grimes for 3. Just short. Rebound DeFranco. He gets it to fall in. His team's down 4 now. Warren has it. Gives it to Anthony. From beyond the arc. Just short. Capretta gets the rebound. Slows things down. Tries to force it to Grimes, who saves it right into the hands of Davis. That's a long 2 that's short. Capretta will lay in the rebound. No, he doesn't get it to fall, and he can't believe it either. Now Warren has all the time in the world. He throws it in off the glass. Air Force, they are now ahead 95-89. Capretta across the way. Davis for 3 just short. Warren has it. And now he'll anchor a 3. Bombs away, Team Air Force, 98-89. DeFranco to Capretta. Capretta trying to get his team closer. Spins, fades away, can't get it to fall. Warren has it now. 5 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Warren from way beyond the arc. That one short. Cobb to Capretta. Capretta to Grimes. Grimes bounces to DeFranco. 1 dribble and off the glass and in. 5:09 remaining. Right now, the score 98 in favor of the Air Force and 89 for the Marines. Zach Geyer inbounds to Anthony. Back to Geyer. For those of you just joining, Air Force is wearing gray with blue trim. Geyer, for Air Force, lays it in to give Air Force their 100th point of the game. Meanwhile, wearing khaki with the camo trim is the Marine team. They have 91. Henderson gets that to go in for the Marines to give them their 93rd point of the game. Duncan Busby has it. He shoots a three, can't get that to fall. Rebounded by Geyer. Geyer tries to get it into the zone. Sanzo can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Kane, this year's Ohio Varsity Player of the Year. Passes it in, dices away to Young. Young for three, off the glass, no good. Sanzo over to Anthony. Anthony into the corner. Corsac gets it to fall. 103-93, a 10-point deficit for the Marines to overcome with just 4 minutes remaining. Geyer on the board. Brings it back up, forces the issue, passes it up the lob, cannot be completed. We had the alley, no oop. Hess over to the corner. Rebound to Air Force. Anthony going to go in and tries to throw the hammer down. Still not able to get that oop. Two opportunities there. One off a pass, one off a dribble. Kane for three. Can't get it to fall. The Marines are trying to force a trap. Instead, they end up fouling Duncan Busby. 3-2-1, tick, tick, boom. That's what's left on the clock, and the Marines have a 10-point deficit to overcome. Geyer for the Air Force receives the ball in the backcourt. He dices right on into the lane and gets fouled. 3:13 remaining, and he'll step foot on the charity stripe.
Foul is on Ryan Johnson. At the line, Zach Geyer of the Air Force. 2 shots.
Geyer dribbles away, puts it up and in, and moves his team 11 points in front. That moves him to 20 points. Geyer again, getting point number 21. His team has a 12-point advantage. Kane to Johnson. Johnson slicing into the lane, gets it. Deficit once again is just 10 points, 3 minutes remaining. Driving in the lane, passing back out to Anthony. Anthony head fake, Hess on defense. Gets it to Duncan Busby. Busby loses it for a second, but gets right back, spins away. Anthony now from beyond the arc. Geyer, head fake, drives in the lane and gets blocked. Not today, Air Force, is what the Marines were saying. Henderson puts it up. That goes off the front. Corsac now has the ball. From beyond the arc, an attempted lob again to Anthony. He wasn't able to make contact with that, and you like seeing that in the closing minutes of a game. A little bit of fun being had by all. The Air Force have a pretty comfortable lead. They lead by 10. Again, with just over 130 ticks remaining. Kane's got the ball. He dribbles in, puts it right in off the iron. A little around the world spin. Corsac has it. He holds up. Bounces it to Duncan Busby, who shoots the three. That rims out. Johnson rebound, gets it up to Kane. Kane slows down, passes it across the way to Johnson. Johnson dices back in, almost gets a dunk there. But once again, we've only seen one successful, a lot more attempted dunks. Corsac shoots, that one can't go. Geyer gets the rebound, gets that one off the glass to gently roll in. Now we have Kane once again, his team down by 10, 127 remaining. He passes, but it's intercepted by Corsac, who sends it into the third row of bleachers. Instead of 3-2-1, now the time reads 1-2-3. 83 ticks remain here. Hess has the ball, hands it off to Young. Young back out to Kane from way beyond the arc, just short. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson back out. 3 from Henderson, once again short. Young out to Johnson. This time he'll try his hand at a 3. Gets it to fall. 107, 100, 101 remaining. Duncan Busby has the ball. Now it's in the corner. Corsac underneath the hoop. Couldn't get it to fall. Hess with the long outlet. Henderson puts it up and gets blocked. Turned away by Geyer, but Johnson gives it to Young. Young pumps. Tries to pass it out. Gets it to Johnson again. He made a 3 on the last drive. Rims one out there. Geyer, long pass to Duncan Busby. He has some time, and he tries to dunk, but can't get it to fall. You see the smile from Kane. He let him pull that one up. He was going to give it to him. Get another attempt here for Duncan Busby. This time he gets it to fall. "13 seconds remain. And we're going to take just a second for time. Geyer passes it to the corner. Anthony tries the reverse lane and gets it to go. Ridiculous. 3 seconds remaining. Buzzer shot for Young. Short. And that's the game. The Air Force wins 111-100 here at the Jane and Lee Seidman Gymnasium. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors here, beginning with ScoreStream.com, the presenting sponsor, StateChamps.com, the official ticket provider, Lake Health Sports Medicine, they provide athletic trainers, Big Leaf Basketball, the team sponsor, and the other team sponsor, Ward's Lawn Care and Landscape Company. Remember, this event was a proud supporter of the Wounded Warrior Project, and the Wounded Warrior Project is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. Tens of thousands of wounded warriors receive support each year through Wounded Warrior programs designed, and services rather, designed to nurture the mind and body and encourage economic empowerment and engagement. Now, Steve Hare is on the court. He has himself 2 players that he's interviewing. First, Jalen Warren, and secondly, Zach Geyer. Steve, what do you have for us?
Thanks, John. I'm down here with the Air Force leading scorers, Jalen Warren from Orange and Zach Geyer. They each scored 23 points in the winning effort, 111-100 over the Marines All-Stars. Jalen, first off, just coming out as the game's leading scorer. What's that mean to you?
I mean, it's nothing. I score all the time. I'm just trying to play my game and get buckets, you know.
Zach, you're out there competing with them for that highest score. You got one late. How good did it feel to come out on top like that?
No, I think compete against your teammates for a point. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, the whole team did awesome. I loved our effort. It was fun. Awesome game.
Jalen, for you had a great career in Orange. Coming out here, capping it in a game like this. How nice is it to go out this way?
Oh, it's good to compete in some All-Star games in my senior career before I make it my collegiate debut next year.
Where are you headed?
I don't know.
Don't know yet. What were you looking at?
Well, I have a couple schools. I have a couple D1s I'm looking at, Boston University, and I have a couple D2 schools. I'm looking at Ashland and a couple others.
Outstanding. Well, good luck in making that decision. And in your future, just looking back at the Orange teammates you're leaving behind, the guys that are going to go back and play next year, what's your message to them?
They don't underachieve because we lost a lot, but we still got a lot left. So I think we can go back and get another conference championship. So don't shoot for the stars.
Outstanding. And Zach, for you, what's next?
College, obviously. Play some ball there. Hopefully run some track too.
Where are you headed?
Wittenberg.
Outstanding. And just looking back at your career at Madison, you got to play one last game there for Coach Moran with a few teammates. What was that like?
It's awesome. I mean, it's getting it's a memory we're never going to forget. I'm never going to forget. Happy I got to meet guys like Jalen. It was fun. I love this.
When you come out here, you had Corbin and Dell, guys like that, just a bunch of other guys that you played against throughout your career, some you didn't know. I mean, what was it like just coming together in this little week? You had practices and then the game today.
It's great. I mean, the competition, everyone here there's no bad players. Everyone's great. I mean, the competition's fierce. It's fun to go up against guys with great competition like you, and it's awesome.
Outstanding, guys. Thanks a lot. Great game coming out here and representing the Air Force All-Stars, representing your schools. Good luck to you on your futures. John, thanks to you for all of your work today. 4 straight games, man. I know your throat's tired. Get you some water, but back to you.
Thanks, Steve. And it's always a bunch of fun broadcasting, and why not broadcast?